research and information fluency. I'm your host, Patricia Davis. My group mates are Barbara Garcia Powell and Megan Kale. Go ahead and join the conversation. If you want to tweet, use hashtag RIFluency. In today's webinar, we'll go over a few things. We'll have a short introduction and then talk about research and information fluency. So we'll talk about fluency and then what actually is research, and then what is information. And then we'll tie that into some social media trends, and then talk about how we can integrate these skills on our campuses. This webinar will be recorded so you can access it later. If you have any questions, just type them in the chat pod. Because it's recorded, we'll get back to you later on those. And then we have some links and resources under the shared files tab, so right here. So let's just take a quick introduction / overview of what exactly research and information fluency is. One definition says it is a set of abilities requiring individuals to recognize when information is needed and have the ability to locate, evaluate, and use effectively the needed information. This skill set will be invaluable throughout life in making informed decisions. So then what's in it for me? Why would an educator need reading and information fluency skills? Well, the main reason would be for your professional development. And so when you're on your campus, you want to maximize those technological resources you have, and that in turn will increase your earning potential. So I want you to take a moment and reflect on what you feel like is in it for you, and then type your reflection in the chat pod. So what's in it for you? How will you benefit from learning research and information fluency skills? Okay, I see a typist, and that's Patricia Davis said, I'm sure I'll be able to use my laptop to find info more quickly. So that would be a benefit of enhancing your research and information fluency skills. So then what is research and information fluency? So if we're thinking about fluency, what does it mean to be fluent in a language? Well, to be fluent in a language, you would have to be able to listen, speak, read, and write in that language. So we want to be able to listen, speak, read, and write in the language of research and information. Okay, so let's talk a bit more about that. So research, there are two important research sources that we use on campus, and that'll be either the library or peer-reviewed academic journal. The impact factor of academic journals is a best practice to evaluate the validity of a journal article. And so when we're using our skills, we want to be able to critically evaluate the validity of our research. And so one way to do that is the impact factor. If you look right here, you'll see where you can see that journals will post that impact factor as bragging rights, and that just shows impact that that article is having in their industry. So a quick Boolean search will return a little information on the impact factor. The impact factor is a measure of the frequency with which the average article in a journal has been cited in a particular year. So the JCR also lists journals and their impact factors and ranking in the context of their specific fields. JCR is Journal Citation Reports, and we use those to locate impact factors. The impact factor is a measure of the frequency with which the average article in a journal has been cited in a year. Okay. Information is different from research. Information, a couple of information sources include your email or text messages, websites and apps, television and radio, like news, and then your newspapers and print magazines. The important factor for information is the credibility of the source. So credibility of information sources requires that content consumers can identify sources, process critically all the information, and then share ethically, respecting intellectual property laws. Technology trends will continue to evolve, and a current technology trend is social media. Social media allows us to create, consume, and share content. There are important protocols, though, to follow when we are using social media on campus. When we're creating social media content, we want to develop fully and proofread our content before we publish it. And when we're consuming content, we want to choose those sources critically. And then before we share content, we want to make sure that we evaluate the appropriateness of what we're sharing. So really quickly, again, we want to reflect. So what did you get out of this webinar? Describe what you learned about research and information fluency, and then describe how you will use your new skills on your campus. Go ahead and type your answers in the chat box. All right, thank you so much for sharing. So you can replay this webinar anytime with that link, and you can share this information. You can get the resources off of our website, and please visit the website to gain some more information. This is just a brief summary of the information on the website. Use the chat pod submitting any questions. And thank you so much for attending. Be sure to visit the website and visit often. Thank you.